This is Brian, Atlanta Hot Tub Center and Tub Talk 101. And guys, today we're going to talk about how to raise your pH without raising your alkalinity, or how to lower your pH and not lower your alkalinity. So, guys, today, Tub Talk 101, that's what we're going to discuss. I know that there are a lot of people that struggle with this, and it is difficult. It is a little bit of a balancing act. Luckily, you don't have to deal with it that often. I mean, if your alkalinity is just a little off, I wouldn't worry about it too much. But if it is substantially off, you do want to get it in the range. Here in Georgia, we don't have that big of a problem with it. But I know in other places, it is a big problem. So I think it's first important to understand what we're actually doing. So alkalinity is the ability of the water to resist acidic changes in pH and neutralize acidic water. Okay? That's what it is. That's what we're doing when we adjust alkalinity. That's what we are adjusting. Okay? So the term pH stands for the power of hydrogen. Measuring pH will tell you how acidic or alkaline a solution or substance is, measured on a scale from 0 to 14. Okay? Now, that 0 to 14 scale obviously is different in a pool than it is a hot tub. Today we're talking hot tubs. So here's the problem. Okay? Sodium bicarbonate, which raises pH, and pH also raises alkalinity. And sodium bisulfate, which lowers pH, also lowers alkalinity. So it's a little bit difficult. I think first things first, guys, I have a lot of experience dealing with customers in their chemical situations and problems over the years. We service all hot tubs out there, right? Obviously, we're a Sundance dealer, guys, but we service all hot tubs out there, and I've dealt with this situation a lot. And one thing that I have found is sodium bicarb. Sodium bicarbonate affects pH a little bit more than alkalinity, okay? And sodium bisulfate, or acid, some people also use muriatic acid. If you're gonna do that, you need to be very, very, very careful. That is a different type of animal, and it cannot be safe per se. You wouldn't wanna get muriatic acid on you. So I would suggest just using sodium bisulfate, which is dry acid, right? It's basically what it is. Now, dry acid, right, sodium bisulfate, has a little bit more effect on the alkalinity than it does on the pH. So that's kind of your balancing act, right? And I've had tons of customers do it. They'll raise that pH up, but just a little bit they'll raise the pH up and the alkalinity just a little too far, right? And then they'll use that sodium bisulfate to try to balance it, right? To play that balancing act. And guys, perfection's not happening. Don't go for perfection. I got customers out there that just want every level to be perfect. I understand, but you're just gonna stress yourself out trying to do that. You just want to get everything really as close as you can in range, right? You know, your pH and your chlorine, they're extremely, extremely important, right? And to keep your pH in balance, getting your alkalinity right is very, very, very important as well. So behind me, guys, I've got some pH and alkalinity down. It even says it. And pH and alkalinity up. People like to get tricky with stuff, and they like to call sodium bicarbonate alkalinity up sometimes or whatever. No, sodium bicarbonate is sodium bicarbonate. It is baking soda, okay? And you can name the bottle 19 ways, but it is going to bring pH and alkalinity up, but it will bring pH up a little bit more than alkalinity from what I'm seeing, okay? And vice versa. Here, obviously, this is vice versa with the sodium bisulfate, right? The sodium bisulfate is going to bring those pH levels down, but again, it affects, right, the alkalinity a little bit more than the pH. Now, if you want to go a step further, and it's just a struggle, you should be using a product like this anyway if you are struggling with pH and alkalinity. This is pH balance. This helps to eliminate pH drift. Okay? So every time you drain or refill your hot tub, you add a whole entire quart of this, but you don't do it until you adjust your pH levels into the ideal range. This will help to lock it. You will still have to increase it sometimes because chlorine and getting in and out and stuff will kind of pull pH levels down some, right? So you do have to do some adjustment here and there. But if you're using this product and then you're using pH Balance Plus, which locks in your pH levels, okay, then when you're using the sodium bisulfate and you're using it in conjunction with this, right, not at the exact same time, right, most people that are using these two products over here, they have problems with their pH levels. They don't want to have to deal with adjusting them, so they use these two products here, right? And this really does lock your pH in place. Every single week you add a couple tablespoons. But if you're using this in conjunction, okay, with the sodium bisulfate, this will help to keep those pH levels actually in the ideal range as you are adjusting your alkalinity. Okay, so that's a little trick that I've learned from over the years to really get the alkalinity into the ideal range. Now, again, it's a little bit of a balancing act. It's not that difficult. Once you start playing with it once and you start messing with these a little bit, you'll see, you'll get a hang of it, and normally you're able to get the alkalinity where it needs to be, or again, close to where it needs to be. All right, this is Brian at Atlanta Hot Tub Center and how to balance alkalinity and pH. Thanks.